Everything's working. Testing, testing. There we go. That's all I need. All right, Shalom, Israel. Shalom Yabashim Shabrak to the brothers. Shalom Yahashim Bashim Yahshah to the sisters. Let me fix this real quick. Priest and Officer Itazum. We are the Isupk Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanan. And we've been teaching the truth since 1969 that also called Blacks, Hispanics, and Indigenous people are God's chosen people, the Israelites, according to the Bible. And that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Now today, let's see. We're gonna be going over Genesis, right? We're gonna take it back to the beginning. For those of y'all who don't know what Genesis means, in the beginning. We're gonna be talking about a couple things, right? Also, let's see. For anybody who is not in the truth, who might have watched this class or watched any classes in the past, we just recently had the Lord's Passover in Florida. You know, shout outs to the ISUPK and Commander General Yohana, and it was great. You know, brothers and sisters having a great time, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, keeping the Lord's Day. You know, you understand. And tonight we will be having the closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now, today, why am I going over Genesis, right? Time and time again, for anybody who's been in the school long enough, you understand that you're gonna have to go through battles, right? For brothers and sisters, right? People are gonna say all types of things to you. People are gonna tell you that you're not in the truth. People are gonna tell you that, oh, black people are not Israelites. They'll tell you that Latinos are not Israelites. Trust me, I hear it all the time. They'll tell you that black people are Egyptians and we're Canaanites and we're Cushites. I've ran into some people that try to say that native indigenous people are Canaanites, and they try to say that our Latino brothers and sisters, oh, they're just descendants of white people, they're Spaniards, which is funny considering that they would actually be considered indigenous. So how in the world are you indigenous and also the descendant of the people who oppressed you? I thought Spaniards came from Spain. Am I crazy? I just want to, I'm just making sure, I don't know, but with that being said, right, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. We're going to be reading the book of Genesis, chapter 6. We're also going to be going over chapter 9 as well, talking about a couple of things, right? We'll also be going briefly over Sodom and Gomorrah, just a little bit, right? We'll talk about Lot. And there's a reason why I'm going to be going over all these specific accounts, right? So again, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And with that, Madium, which means to stand, just me up here. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. right. Let's see. Amadim Apan Yahakwadam, which means to stand and face the east. Shalom, Lord Christ, Adawanyam. We'll begin starting with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. This is the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak with Ka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Latananawa, Lakam, Ko, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Manasaiwan, Abor, Habashinawa, Ma'ayun, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wataparath, Lawalumium, Amun. Now the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, which is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakasha, Lathan Lanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Rapa'ah, Call, Makala, Wakal, Madawa, Hakak, Atahar, Ha, Matazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayim, Hamathim, Hakak, Ayel, Rakawath, Atama Allah, Lagashem, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Thawara, Aman. Now in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyim, Ha Saranyim, Ha Kwatazayoyin, Ha Kagayoyin, Wa Ha Atwathyin, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Thawara, Aman. Now the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, All, Hahoyim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Izoya, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Ayatan, Lamawat, Rogolka, All, Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashun, Sharamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tizalka, Al Yad, Yim Yim Ka, Yawamum, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarach, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makar, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaathka, Wabawaathka, Ma'ita, Wa'ai, Awalum. Now in the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all, Damaya, Laka, all, Takarash, wa all, Ashakwat, all, Kaya, Hana, Al Yedika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al, Imaka, Yaayamwa, Sawadat, Waita, Yatazawa, Tazapawinika, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakakidum, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shum, Yasharala, Awada, Kaya, Natazawa, Laba, Yakarwa, Ayaka, Baryath, Yakarafwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wa, Yashma'alium, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyim, Gabar, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashaf, Amishabia, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zorawai, Labunya, Lawat, Salat, Aisha, Laham, Kamadyam, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabyun, Banakor, Koyashwan, Nasha Marwa, Bayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, Ladama, Shaitamwa, Nadab, Yamwa, Kairab, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Bak, Wakata Zor, Manai, Kor, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amawa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Naawath, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapunya, Rawaka'a, Ka'ash, Dabaira, Ya'ira, Wa, Kalahaba, Falahat, Haryam, Kun, Thardama, Basa Iraka, Wabasa, Wapathka, Dabahalam, Wala'ah, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waya, Akwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahawa, Adi'ai, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Daiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shemka, Yahawa, Labaka, Ayawan, Alcohol, Haratazah. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. A sword also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zaid. Yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Almunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. Make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right. All right, so we'll be reading the book of Genesis, chapter 6. Take my glasses real quick. In the Hebrew, of course. It's very good to study the Hebrew. Remember, that was our native tongue before we were colonized, right? It's always good to practice. If I may, there was a brother, Salaki, if I may, if I just want to speak on it real quick, that I was reading the Hebrew during the feast, right after Passover. And the brother was absolutely killing it. It was definitely a great example of what we need to do. So it's always good to study the Hebrew. Hopefully one day I get there. Salaki. All right, so now this is the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Waya ayah, baya, kathao, haya da'am, la da'ab, ayo, panya, haya da ma'a, waba na'ath, ya'ath, Salakia. Let's see. Yala da ya ba'am waya da ya banya. Let's see. Hayala yum. Let's see. Ath banayaf hadaam baya. Let's see. Taba'ath hana. Let's see. Hana'a. Let's see. Wayakwa thaya ba'am nasha yum ba. Let's see. Maba'o ashad ba. Let's see. Baka daya, waya 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 ma'ad, waya aya. Let's see. La ya. What's like? Let's see. Wa da ya on da dana kaya. Ba'adam, la taza, no, it's like it. Let's see. La let's see. Bashayam. Oh, let's see. Bashagayam. Ha naya. Basha'ad. Waya aya. Ya ma ya'an. Ma'a. Ya, let's see. Yasha da yum. Washa la slakin. Yasha Yasha da yum. Let's see. Shana'a. Ha hana pala ya'um. Let's see. Haya'a. Ba bada dataza. Bayama yum. Hayum. Ha'am, Salakia. Let's see. Wagayum. Akadaya. Bun. Asha'ad. Yaba ya. Banya. Let's see. All yum. All ba na banaaf. Hadaum. Wayala da un. Ba'um. Hi, let me see. Hamya. Ha ga da ya'um. Asha'ad. Let's see. Let's see. Maya ba'um. Let's see. Anashanya. Asha'um. Pa. Let's see. Waya da ya. Waya aya. Baya. Da ba'a. Da'ath. Let's see. Ada ba da'ai. Let's see. Yaba'o. Yataza'ad. Ba'ad shad ba'ath. La ba'ya. Da'ak. Dai ba haya'um. See. Wayana ka'am. Waya aya. Baya. Aisha'a. Af. Let's see. Hayada'um. Ba'ad da'ai. Wayata. See. Wayata taza'ab. A'o. Bada. Let's see. Laba ya. Waya amad. Waya aya. Let's see. Ka'a. Af. Hada'um. Asha'ad. Bada Bada'athya. Let's see. Ma'il. Panya. Panya. Let's see. Ada Ma'a. Madayam. Ad or Id. Ba'a Maya. Id. Ba. Oslakia. Dama'ash. Wa'id. Ainapa. Ashamayam. Baya. Da. Oslakia. Na'a Mafya. Baya. Ashayatum. Okay, that's it for the 7 verses in the Hebrew. So we're going to go to Genesis chapter 6 and verse 1. All right, so this is the book of Genesis chapter 6 verse 1. And Salagia, just one moment. Okay, Salagia. The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1. Salagia, I had to check the door. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, and that they were fair. Now, we speak about how interracial marriages always destroyed us, right? Now remember, this is before Israelites. This is pre-Israelites, right? It's talking about in the time of Noah. So, it's like it. So, it says, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So at that time, thankfully, things were healthier back then. Like we didn't have all these, McDonald's and Burger King and, all these stuff that's really killing us, We didn't have all that. You understand? There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, that they bear children to them. Now, those who have been in the school long enough know that this isn't Jack and the Beanstalk, okay? This isn't a fairy tale. When it says giants, it's talking about people who, like celebrities, right? Big names, right? I was going to use some examples. I almost said Will Smith. That's a horrible example, but you get my point. That brother's lost. But my point being is there were very popular people of status. That's what I use. People of status, just like today, right? And it says when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, again making a distinction between the sons of God and the daughters of man. There's a distinction between the two, otherwise the Bible wouldn't be saying it. And they bear children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. So the Lord was angry. God was angry because of all the disgusting things that were going on. Like the things that you see today, this isn't new, right? You ever heard that term? There's nothing new under the sun. This is just a repeat, right? Everything that you see today, if anything, I think now is even worse because now we have, we have all this technology to make men into women and women into men. It's disgusting, man. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on, right? So now times are even worse, but there's nothing new under the sun. Horrible things were happening back then too, right? And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. You got to understand, right? When you listen to your flesh, right? When you listen to your flesh knows no good. Your flesh knows no good. Matter of fact, Salaki, if I could, real quick, go into my notes real quick. Let's see. Let's go to. Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 18, real quick, right? And we'll get back to Genesis, just so everybody knows what I'm talking about. The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 18. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, right, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. So when you this is what this is talking about, right? When you listen to your flesh, when you think carnally, there is no good coming out of it. Think about it. Your flesh will tell you, I'm stressed out. I want to smoke cigarettes. I'm hungry. There's some pork bacon. I'm about to go eat that. That woman looked bad as hell. I know she got a man, but she just looks so fine. I gotta have her. For sisters, I know I got a man, but this dude, Tyrone, he talking to me, at the slave right now. Rico, he talking to me at the slave right now. He knows that I got a man, but he's so fine. Oh, he buys me things. That's my work boo. Y'all, look, forget about it, right? That's your flesh talking. Your flesh knows no good thing. It'll give you what you think you want in the moment, right? Perfect example, children. Children love sweets, candy, ice cream, things like that, right? If it was up to kids and they didn't have no discipline, they would eat candy and ice cream until they were sick. They wouldn't eat vegetables. You gotta damn near force kids to eat vegetables because their body's just like, I want sugar, 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 sugar. That's all they want, right? Flesh knows no good thing. You understand? And going back to the book of Genesis, chapter 6, let's go back to verse 5. And God, it's like it. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Meaning that when you just listen to your flesh, like there's no bounds to what you will do. Perfect example, right? I've used this example quite a bit of times, right? I might be repeating myself. It's fine. I'll repeat myself again. Ammonites, right? Ammonites are the so-called Japanese today, right? For anybody who knows me, I'm a big anime fan, stuff like that, right? Ammonites are very perverted, very, very, very perverted. Okay, they will put anything on TV. I'm not going to go into detail about it. Use your imagination. Also, Esau. Look at the movies that they put out. Oh man, what's that? Damn, it's a show. I can't think of it right now. But my point being is, when they make shows, right, they feel the need to put certain things in there that just really don't need to be in there. Perfect example, right? I spoke of this not that long ago. Shows like, I don't think anybody watches this anymore, but when I used to watch it, Empire. There was another one called Star, and it's a predominantly black and some Latinos in there also, right? Israel, right? And they felt the need to push the LGBTQ agenda so hard in there. They had Juicy Smollett, or Jussie Smollett, as you would know him. I call him Juicy Smollett. That's what Dave Chappelle called him. All right. And it was like, I'm trying to watch the show, and it was like every other episode, it's showing man on man. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like, I don't want to watch this stuff. And Star, good night. They got a transgender. They got another brother in there who would identify as in the LGBTQ community, and they called him Miss Bruce, a grown man with a wig and lipstick. Still not good enough for you. a lot of these movies today, they feel the need to put like these horrific scenes in there that don't need to be put there, like sexual abuse scenes, and it's just it's crazy, man. Nudity. I'm pretty sure if they were able to put more stuff on there, they would. Okay. My point being is Disney. Let me see. Disney movies have a lot of adult in the. Oh my goodness, sis. The water for reminding me because I brought that up not that long ago. Let's talk about Disney real quick. Salakia. Not to get too off topic. Well, it is on topic. Disney, right? For those of y'all who don't know, I said you can go on YouTube and watch it for yourself. Disney, the producers of Disney have admitted to putting sexual and queer innuendos in their television programs. Now, of course, you know, if you're a parent, you already know this. Like, I don't know if anybody remembers the show, what is it, Ren and Stimpy? Ren and Stimpy was wild. Salakia. I'm kind of young, but I'm old enough to remember that show. And I remember my parents didn't like me watching that. And I didn't remember why. At the time, as I got older, I was like, oh, yeah, that's crazy. They was doing some some wild stuff on there. But going back to Disney, yeah, they admitted it. They admitted it, and they admit to pushing a gay agenda. They admitted to pushing a gay agenda through children television programs, and that they're grooming them. These aren't my words, by the way. I want everybody to understand that these are not my words. Disney producers themselves, they have admitted to doing this. They even tried to remove, I remember they were giving a speech. They wanted to remove ladies and gentlemen from their speeches because they wanted to make it non-binary, genderless. We're all the same. Remember how they try to take away Latino and Latina? They try to make it Latin X. Oh, there's no gender. Come on, man. Like, wickedness. My whole point, wickedness. Come on, sis. Yeah, the water for that. It's crazy. I'm telling y'all, don't take my word for it. When y'all get a chance, look it up on YouTube. It's a whole video, right? Now, going back to Genesis, right? There was wickedness going on, and the Most High was upset. And it repented the Lord that he made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. So the Lord, you gotta think, the Most High was regretting making man. You gotta think like how heavy that is. The Most High repent, like, let me read that one more time. I don't think y'all understanding me. And it repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. The Lord was starting to regret making us, everyone. So let's read what the Most High was about to do. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air. For it repenteth me that I have made them. So the Lord was about to hit the restart button and be like, you know what? All this is trash. I'm getting rid of all this. I'm killing you. I'm killing the beast. I'm killing the animals. We're about to restart everything because this is not to my liking. Let's keep reading though. Verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Now, we're going to read a little bit about Noah. We're going to read about Noah. Those who've been in the school long enough, y'all already know what I'm getting to. So look, the book of Genesis, chapter 9. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Let me see. I might have to scroll down a little bit, actually. Let's see. Actually, let me see. Might have to scroll. Select just one moment. Let's go to chapter 7, Salakia. Okay. So now it says in the book of Genesis, chapter 7, and the Lord said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for Salakia. I want to back up even a little bit more. You know what? Let's rewind things a little bit because I want to go in depth in all this. Let's go back to verse 9, chapter 6, right? These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. We're already aware of that, right? Remember, Israelites come from Shem. And you got the Hamites, those are your Egyptians, your Ethiopians, your Canaanites, Libyans, your so-called Africans today, right? And you got Japhet, which will be your Polynesian, or Samoan, Hawaiian, they do their own thing. Now, the earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. Again, nothing new under the sun. These things, let's see. Shalom on Christ, sir. Let's see. Verse 11. The earth was also corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. Again, this was going on forever, right? Wickedness. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. So again, the Most High is he's upset. He's very upset about what's going on right now. Again, he about to hit the restart button, but a man named Noah came along. Verse 13, and God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me. So he's warning Noah. This is the key part right here. He's warning Noah, look, I'm about to kill everybody. He's warning him. Let's see why he's warning him. For the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. So he's about to wipe everything out. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Room shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. So the Most High is ordering Noah to build the ark. This is like, this is very famous. A lot of people know about this, right? The ark, Noah. A lot of people are very familiar with this story. Well, it's not really a story. They think it's a story. This is actually an account through history. This isn't make-believe. This isn't a fictional book, right? Let's see. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. So the Most High is giving very in-depth instruction on how to build this ark. Now, here's the key part that I want to get to real quick. As he's building this ark, you got to remember all this violence, all this wickedness, all, the homosexuality, and Lord knows incest, and who knows what was going on, man. It just wickedness. Look at today and think of back then. Like everything that's happening today was happening back then. So the Lord is about to pretty much restart everything, and he's ordering Noah to build the ark in a very specific way. You got to remember, people were clowning. Now you got to think, people are clowning Noah. That's the part I want to get to. People are clowning Noah. Do you want to know why they were clowning Noah? He's building an ark. You gotta think about it for a second, right? Noah's building an ark because he knows that a flood and destruction is coming. So he's preparing and he's listening to the Most High. Do you think anybody else is listening to him? Like imagine, you got Uncle Noah out here just building the ark, and you asking him, hey, what you doing, Unc? And he looking at you like, oh yeah, I gotta build this big ass wooden boat because God is going to flood the earth. Most people today gonna look at you like, this guy is on crack. What is he talking about? You need to get off whatever you smoking, Unc. Yeah, that's not happening. Sound familiar? No? Let's keep going. So now let's see. Let's scroll down. Let's see. He's giving them instruction, right? Let's scroll down to the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 17. And it says, and behold, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh. So this flood is happening. You understand? Wherein is the breath of life for under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. This isn't a hurricane. You understand? This isn't like an earthquake. This isn't a tornado. This is happening across the planet. You got to understand how detrimental that is. Like, imagine, I don't even think you can imagine this because you'd be dead. You in your house, the next thing you know, everything's submerged underwater. Look, let's keep reading. But with thee will I establish my covenant. So he's telling Noah, I'm gonna kill everybody else, but you served me, you followed my commandments. I saw grace in you. You know what? I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save you, right? But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, two of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, obviously to reproduce later on. Let's see. Let's verse 20. Of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. Two of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. Again, giving Noah instructions. Okay, I'm gonna save you. Bring these animals with you so we can keep them alive, so they can they can reproduce later on, right? So let's skip down to verse 22. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him. So did he. So Noah's like, okay. So he listened to everything that the Most High told him. And the Lord said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. So Noah was a righteous man. You understand? He was righteous. He wasn't doing evil, wicked things. He could have took part in it. He could have ignored the Most High and be like, nah, I'm gonna go smoke weed, man. I'm gonna go get high off this sativa, this cocaine. You understand? I'm gonna go sleep with this man's wife. All right, I'm gonna go be a homosexual. Right, that's what I'm gonna go do. I don't want to do all this stuff. Build an ark, man. That sound hard. That sound like work. Why would I want to do that? Man, if you about to wipe out everybody else, I don't care. I'm with it. Whatever. I'll go out with a bang. That's what Noah could have did. And sadly, a lot of people like that. A lot of people think like that today. You understand? But Noah didn't do any of that stuff. Noah said, okay, I'm gonna listen to what you're telling me. So, verse 2. Actually, let's skip down to the book of Genesis, chapter 7, verse 4. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. So you got to think, it's a downpour of rain for 40 days and 40 nights, right? It wasn't like the sea just came up. No, it's just an infinite downpour. Y'all seen floods. Y'all seen mudslides. Y'all seen what happens to cities when there's a flood and you can't drive through it. You walking knee deep in water. Yeah, imagine that tenfold, 100-fold, to the point that your house is submerged underwater and you gotta swim to get to the top. Forget the car. The car is done. You can't use that. Every little household appliance, forget about it. That's what's happening right now. Let's see. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. We lived a lot longer back then. And Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him into the ark because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls and everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went in two and two unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as God had commanded Noah. So he listened to everything that the Most High said. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. So it happened. It happened. Okay. Now, why am I going over this? Again, Noah was building this ark. And you got to understand, there were people who were probably clowning him. Not probably, they were. They were clowning him. What you doing, Uncle Noah? What you mean? Come get high with your nephews. What you mean? The earth gonna flood? What are you talking about? Man, you tripping. Don't that sound familiar? Don't that sound like being in the truth? Don't that sound like being in the Isupk became the Commander General Yohana? When you tell them that Christ is coming back, when you tell them that World War III is on the way, let me get to that real quick, right? I believe that's in Revelations. Let me see real quick. The book of Revelations, chapter 20, verse 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Oh, Slakia, my fault, my fault. Actually, no, that is what I wanted. Slakia. Revelation chapter 20, verse 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire, and this is the second death. Now, why is it saying that this is the second death? I'm talking about World War III, right? This is talking about a second death. The second death is by fire. What was the first death? What we're reading right now, the flood. It was death by water before. It's not going to be water this time. It's going to be fire. It's going to be thermonuclear missiles. Call me crazy. We've been talking about this, I mean, come on, forever. Commander General Yohana brought this out years ago, way before, the whole Ukraine and Russia thing happened. So you mean to tell me that the Bible is fake, but it's talking about World War III coming? It's talking about thermonuclear warfare coming? Remember, the Bible's old, real old. Remember, this is a fairy tale, right? The Bible is fictional. You believe in make-believe characters. People are going to tell you that. They're going to tell you Christ isn't real, which is hilarious to me because let's talk about it real quick. If Christ wasn't real, right? If Christ was a fictional character and never existed, why is it that they needed to change the image of Christ? Because according to the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verses 14 through 16, we all know this scripture, by the way, where it says that his skin as unto fine brass burned in a furnace, and he had hair that was white like wool. Is given a very in-depth description of Yahushua Mashiach. Meanwhile, in them Christian churches, in them Roman Catholic churches, right, what do they show? They show a man by the name of Caesar Borgia. And he looks absolutely nothing like Christ in the Bible. And it's already been exposed who he is. He's son of Pope Alexander III. And he committed incest with his own sister. So if Christ never existed, why change the way he looks? Why? Why not just show that he's a black man? He's a dark-skinned black man. Why is it that y'all need to feel that King David needs to be white when he's described as ruddy in the Bible? Oh, and I love people, Salakia, people love to challenge this, right? Because when you look into the Hebrew, right? When you look into the Hebrew, it uses the same Hebrew root word for red and ruddy. So a lot of people will try to use that and say that, well, that means that David was red. He was red. He was red like Esau. Little do you know, a Hebrew word can have many different definitions. Because let's say that he was red, right? Why won't the Hebrew word just say red? Why is it including ruddy? Why is David deliberately described as ruddy in the Bible? I don't know if anybody knows this, but ruddy is like a reddish brown. It's a reddish brown. So it's a light brown, right? You can literally look up pictures of King David according to that scripture, and it'll show you a lighter brown man. He's not literally red. Now, Esau means red, right? We say, white people today, they're really not white. Well, that's just what we say. They're really not white. They're really red. They stand out in the sun too long. You'll see what I'm talking about. They turn red. There's an Edomite woman that works at my slave. She's Russian. And she even admitted that she's red. And when we go outside and we got to go work, she turns red as a tomato. You get my point? People are going to try to lie to you. People are going to try to get you out of the truth. People are going to try to mock you for being in the Isupk and the Commander General Yohana. Just to share something with everybody, I show some pictures on social media, right, of the Lord's Passover. We have all the tribes rocking with one another: Judah, Ephraim, Reuben, Gad, Zebulun, Issachar, Benjamin, Levi, Manasseh. You understand? We got all the tribes out there, and so-called, right, blacks and Latinos and natives rocking with one another. And I could not believe, really I could, but it's just very sad to see how many people in the world hated that. And it was coming from, guess who? Blacks and Latinos. And I'm seeing all the comments. Oh, we don't like the negritos. Oh, we don't rock with them Spaniards. They're white people. Why are you trying to be with people that are below us? I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with y'all? Salakia, I'm not from the West Coast. I'm an East Coast dude. It's not as predominant out there, but you know, it's just very sad to see, considering that we suffered together. We have history together. For those of y'all who don't think that blacks and Latinos are Israelites or we don't have any lineage towards each other, okay, I won't even use the Bible. Let's just talk about all the history that we have with each other. Y'all remember, y'all ever heard of the Buffalo Soldiers? Y'all ever heard of the Black Voyagers? Y'all ever heard of the Seminole Wars? Y'all remember how Negroes fled to Mexico? And that's, look, we could talk about the Haitians also. Remember, they were after the Haitians. Not they meaning America, by the way. Esau. Esau was after the Haitians. And guess what happened? They got to flee to Mexico, and Issacharite brothers were looking after them. And I'm talking about Issacharite brothers that weren't even in the school. They were helping Haitians. You know how much history that we have with each other. Allies. Everybody likes to bring up, oh, well, Native indigenous people had black people as slaves. Do you want to know why, though? It's because of the oppressor. The oppressor made them do that. Just like how they made Negroes fight against Native indigenous people, the Buffalo Soldiers. But even during that time, the Negroes started fleeing from their oppressor. And they started siding with the Native indigenous people. I mean, look, I'm just, this is what they don't teach you in school, man. They don't teach you these things in school for a reason. All right. This is why I'm bringing this stuff out. You know, people like to say that the Bible ain't real and all this other mess. Okay, well, the Bible ain't real. Why is it talking about the destruction that's to come? This is old. This is pre-World War III, which is what I wanted to get into real quick also. Let's see. The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. I'm pretty sure a lot of us are starting to get very familiar with this one because of what's happening today. The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past. The what? Woe, destruction, right? War. The second war, World War II, has already passed. And behold, the third woe, the third destruction, the third war cometh quickly. This is the Bible. Why is the Bible talking about something that hasn't happened yet, but is happening today? But it's fiction, right? These are make-believe characters. King David never existed. Christ never existed. Solomon never existed. Paul never existed, right? Elijah never existed. None of these people ever existed. Jacob, Rebecca, all right, Leah, Rachel. None of these people ever existed. So why is the Bible talking about current events? And this came out a very long time ago. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. If I could real quick, matter of fact, let's see. If I could look at something real quick. Let's see. I believe it's, yep, First Chronicles. Let's go to the book of First Chronicles. Let's see. I believe, yes, First Chronicles chapter 12, verse 8, right? And of the Gadites, talking about native indigenous brothers and sisters, they're separate, and of the Gadites, there separated themselves unto David into the whole to the wilderness men of might and men of war fit for battle. Remember, Gad means troop. And I mean, come on now. We know what native indigenous brothers have done. We know how mighty they are. We know about their warrior-like history, right? And men of war fit for battle that could handle shield and buckler. Sound familiar? whose faces were like the faces of lions. Have you ever look at pictures of Gadites? Look at pictures of Gadites. Look at their face. Look at their facial features. I wish I had a picture. I got a lion right here. I wish I had a picture of a Gadite brother, right? Y'all can Google it. Look at the face of a lion. Look at, if I could real quick, look at the face of a lion, right? Take an indigenous brother, a so-called Native American, put their face side by side with a lion and see what it looks like. It's almost uncanny. So you mean to tell me that the Bible is fake, and you mean to tell me that Native indigenous people are not Gadites, they're not Israelites? No, 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 they can never be that. And there is a scripture deliberately talking about their appearance, their warlike apparel, customs that they have. Come on now. I'm I'm trying to help you out, right? Now, if I could real quick, right? Let's go to the book of Genesis. We'll still be in Genesis, right? We're going to drop this. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 19, right? Let's see. 19. Now, of course, in the book of Genesis chapter 19, this is talking about Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Everybody's very familiar with Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, I want to go over a specific scripture because I'm not going to read the whole thing, right? Genesis chapter 9, we're going to jump all the way down. Let's see. Let's go to verse 12. And it says, and the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. So if y'all don't remember, this is when the angels were sent to Sodom and Gomorrah to destroy it. But they were also ordered to, save anybody that is worth saving. You understand? So they're about to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. So they're warning Lot, like, hey, you got anybody else around here other than, your immediate family, sons-in-law, key term right there. We're about to talk about that in a second. Now in verse 13, for we will destroy this place. Again, a warning. We're about to destroy this place. Similar how the Most High told Noah, I'm about to destroy the world. Okay? A warning. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it because of the wickedness that was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. Homosexuality, LGBTQ community, pedophilia, right? It was just unlawful, disgusting sex, and Lord knows what else that was going on there. But apparently it was so bad that the Most High needed to destroy it, right? And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, right? So he went to go talk to his sons-in-laws and said, up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. So he's warning his sons-in-laws, hey, I'm trying to save you. These angels, they're not playing. They about to burn this place down. I'm trying to help you out. Get up out of here. Get your things, pack up, and get up out of here. Now, let's read what happens. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. So they mocked him. Again, very similar to Noah, very similar to you today. How you get mocked. How you get mocked when you say that black people are Israelites. When Latinos get mocked and you're a Spaniard. You're a Spaniard. You're a descendant of a white man and a white woman. You're not an Israelite. Mexicans aren't Israelites. Puerto Ricans aren't Israelites. Brazilians aren't Israelites. Latinos have nothing to do with black people. They hate you. I want you to understand that. And when I posted those collages of photos, it reminded me how much other people hate you for unifying. Think about it. We have black and Latino beef out here on the West Coast, right? I'm not very familiar with it because I'm not from out here. My point being is, there's still areas where blacks don't like Latinos. Latinos don't like blacks, right? You stay on your side of the fence, I'll stay on mine. If you cross this line, we're about to have a problem, right? It's idiotic. It's idiotic because meanwhile, while y'all fighting each other, the oppressor is sitting back having a glass of wine and some popcorn, looking at y'all fight. Colonized mentality. You understand? But sadly, we still have brothers that are like that. Now, why am I going over this? Those same people hate to see black and brown unity. They would much rather you think of this. They would much rather you fight with one another. They would much rather you kill one another. They would much rather you be a gang member and have gang wars. That's what they want. But you mean to tell me a Jamaican rocking with Salvadoreños? Huh? A Trinidadian hanging out with Boricuas? What? A so-called black American hanging out with a Native American? Blasphemy. They look at you like, what? But you know what's funny? Those same people won't say nothing to you if you marry onto a Caucasian woman or a Caucasian man, participating in Caucasian customs, right? Celebrating birthdays, celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving, which glorifies the destruction of Native indigenous men and women. They won't say anything to you then. They won't say anything to you when you go to a Christian church. Won't say anything. They won't say anything when you say, oh, well, God loves everybody and we're all created equal and, you know, we can all come together, which is a lie. Second, matter of fact, now that I just brought that up, right? If you got your Apocrypha, let's see. Let's go to the book of Second Ezra, right? Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 56, if I could, real quick. Let's see. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 56. As for the other people, which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. I thought we were all created equally. I thought God loved everybody. Why is the Most High referring to everybody else as spittle? Why does it say multiple times throughout the Bible that he is the Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Why is it that in Romans chapter 9, verse 13, it specifically says, for Esau I've hated and Jacob have I loved? I'm confused. I could have sworn in the Bible that the Most High loves everyone, when it really says that the Most High is extremely racist and he's a separatist and he has a favorite. But no one's going to challenge you when you say God loves everybody. No one's going to say anything to you. So this right here, the reason why I'm going over all this is spiritually the ark. The Isupk under Commander General Yohana is spiritually the ark, right? Because you're in here and you're helping build up a nation, not just the brothers, sisters, you're important too. When you dress modestly and you're upholding the law, statutes, and commandments, that's a great thing. Remember, the woman was referred to as a weaker vessel. So that means that you're a lot easier to prey on. Very easy to prey on. But yet here you are. Here you are alongside with your other tribes and you love one another. And I'm pretty sure sisters catch all hell when they go back home or on social media or work or whatever, when they find out that you in the Isupk, they call you stupid. I've heard things like they try to say that you're in a sex cult and good night, all types of stuff, right? Meanwhile, there's literally millions of sisters out there with an OnlyFans account. Ain't nobody saying nothing about them. In fact, they were supposed to shut down OnlyFans. I don't know if y'all remember that. They were supposed to shut it down. Not shut OnlyFans down, Slack it, but they were supposed to shut down sexual content and porn off of OnlyFans. And guess what happened? All the whores across the world got upset. All the sex workers and online prostitutes got extremely upset because you're taking away my income. Sis, that you could do anything else with your life. Laying on your back is not a talent. Sorry, not sorry. But they were upset. And what did OnlyFans do? They let them have it. Wickedness. Wickedness, right? And in here, we don't tolerate none of that stuff. This is spiritually the ark. People are going to call you stupid. People are going to call you an idiot. People are going to try to tell you anything to get you up out of the truth. Anything. Anything. Trust me, I've done heard it all. Every day I get a new insult. I'm gonna make a book out of it one day. Who knows? But you stand firm. You stand firm. Because let me tell you right now, ain't nobody else going to help us. We tried everything else. We tried Latinos separating from blacks. That didn't work. That didn't work. So how about we try uniting? How about that? Seems like it's working just fine here in the truth, but then you're gonna have those who don't like that, right? And what's even crazier when you tell them that Christ is going to come back and World War III is going to come, and everybody who is not following the law, statutes, and commandments, who is an Israelite, yeah, you're going to die. You're going to die alongside with those oppressors that you love so much. They're going to call you crazy. They're going to tell you, well, the Bible was made by a white man. Yeah, okay. They tell you King James was a white man. No, he wasn't. He was a black man. All right. Jesus Christ is white. No, he's not. They'll tell you that King David was white. No, he's not. You understand? So when you go through these things, you stand firm, right? Because there were times in the Bible where people did not stand firm and they died because of it. We in Genesis chapter 19, right? So let's finish it up real quick, right? I'll close the class after. And when the morning arose, this is verse 15, by the way. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest I be consumed in the iniquity of the city. Again, letting them know, if you do not follow these instructions, you're going to die with them. Get out of here. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters. The Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life. Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord, because now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life, and I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and die. So now Lot's worried. Where am I going to go? Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one, and my soul shall live? So he got instructions to go somewhere, right? There's something I want to go over, right? And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city, for the which thou hast spoken. Let's see. This is what I'm looking for. The book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Meteorites burned down Sodom and Gomorrah with fiery stones from the sky. And I know some people are like, oh, that sounds crazy. Meteorites exist. Sorry. I know that we got some people that study space and all that other stuff. Asteroid belt. I never seen that. Yeah, it's happened many times before, right? It's not like rocks haven't come from outer space and hit the earth. It's happened. It's happened, okay? Now imagine that, but it's raining over an entire city, and it's fire, and it's killing everything that lives there, burning it down. It's a good thing Lot got up out of there, huh? Maybe his sons-in-law should have listened to him and should not have mocked him, because guess what? They died in Sodom and Gomorrah because they did not listen to their father-in-law, Lot. Not only that, their wives, which were his daughters, they died, right? The ones that weren't with him in the house, of course. Now, hold on now, I'm not finished. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him. Remember, they were instructed, do not look back. Press forward. Let me tell you something right now. If I'm in a burning house and a group of firefighters are coming to save me and my family, and they're ordering me, hey, run as fast as you can, get up out of here. You think I'm about to look back at the burning building? I got everybody I need right here, right? I got my family with me. I got my friends with me. We all made it out. Everybody here, right? We all secure. Do you really think I'm about to look back at this burning building? You think I'm about to stall and get consumed by the fire? No. That's idiotic. I don't want to die. Sorry. I like living, right? I know we're living under oppression right now, but I already know that Christ is coming back. And I want to see that. So I'm going to endure until the end. You understand? But his wife did not listen to instructions. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. A pillar of salt is stone, it's ash, you understand, right? She got consumed alongside Sodom and Gomorrah. Because apparently Sodom and Gomorrah was more important than her life. There was something about Sodom and Gomorrah that she liked, because why else would you look back? That's a lot. That's one thing to take from that scripture, by the way, the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 26. Why would you look back? Think of it right now. Some of y'all love America. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Some of y'all love America. Y'all love it here, right? Even though they oppress Latinos, they have Native Indigenous people living on reservations. They oppress Black people. They make a clown out of us. You understand? Other people from other countries, they clown Black people. So you love it here. You love that weed that you be smoking. You love them drugs. You love them whores that you be buying. You like being a whore. You like having an OnlyFans account, right? You love smoking cigarettes. You love birthdays. You love pagan holidays. You love getting tattoos. You love eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, even though it's slowly killing you. You love it. And when World War III comes along and destroys everything, and America is going to end up looking like Egypt back in the day, a wasteland, some of y'all are going to look back. Some of y'all going, I'm just being honest. I'm being real right now. Some of y'all are going to look back. Be like, but wait, but Christmas, Thanksgiving, all that dispensary I used to go to all the time, my favorite cigarette store. Oh, that's where my tattoo artist used to be at. You're going to look back and you're going to get consumed in the fire and you're going to die. Now, for those y'all who don't love the oppressor, who don't love America, who don't love the people that enslaved your own and colonized you, you're not going to look back. You're going to be like, good riddance. When them chariots come along, I'm trying to get on a chariot. I don't know about you. I don't want to be here when everything burns down. Sorry. I'm good. I want this place to burn. I'm sick of it. I want to make it to the kingdom where so-called Blacks and Latinos are going to be ruling. You understand? That's what I want. And that's what we're working for. This is our ark. You understand? Imagine if Noah didn't listen. Think of that. Imagine if Noah didn't listen. Imagine if Lot didn't listen. You saw what happened when his wife didn't listen. She died. His sons-in-law, they died. His other daughters, they died. Consequences. You understand? Remember, Aaron and Moses, they disobeyed the Most High too, and they had to suffer consequences. There's consequences for your actions. I pray you understand. So don't listen to anybody when they try to tell you that you're not an Israelite and yada, yada, yada. Look, I get it. I get it. It sucks, right? Your family don't like you. Your friends don't like you. Those aren't your friends, by the way, because they don't even keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's not a friend according to the Bible, okay? Because if they keep the law, statutes, and commandments, what does that say? That says that I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to try to sleep with your wife. I'm not going to try to force you to celebrate pagan holidays, and I'm not going to harm you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to bear false witness. Those are laws put in place for a reason. Teaches you how to be humane, teaches you how to be brotherly, teaches you how to be sisterly. When you don't follow that, then you're really not a sister. Then you're really not a brother, not in spirit. You might be from the tribe of Judah. That's cute, I guess. You might be from the tribe of Benjamin. You might be an Issacharite. You might be an Ephraimite or a Zebulonite. You might be from the tribe of Asher or Naphtali. That's cool. But what are you doing with that? Some of y'all are still willing to kill each other. Some of y'all be looking at each other's wives trying to have sex with them on the low. You ain't slick. Just because we don't see you don't mean that the angel don't see you. The Most High gets a report every single time. So get it together. All right? Everybody else tries to destroy us all the damn time. Don't try to destroy each other. And listen to instruction. That's the key one I really want to touch on real quick. Listen to instruction. You understand? These laws, like, do you understand why laws are put in place? It's to stop you from doing certain things. Just like how Esau has laws, right? When you break the law, there's consequences. And life gets a little harder for you, right? So it has to be very inconvenient. Sometimes you might die. Same thing, but with the law, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead and eat that pork if you want to. Okay, you're going to get tapeworms. You're going to get diabetes. You're going to be at a greater risk of heart attacks and cardiac arrest and blood clots. But it tastes so good. Okay, go ahead, bro. Don't listen. Don't listen. Go ahead. See what the hell happens to you. See what happens to your family. See what happens to your sons and your daughters and your mother and your father. See what happens. Because sometimes you might not be the one that gets punished. It might be somebody else. Remember, David sinned against the Lord too by sleeping with Bathsheba while she was still married. And he was supposed to die. Guess what? David didn't die, but his son did. Imagine that. Imagine your child dying because you chose to sin against the Most High. You think of that. Think about that. It ain't always about you. It's about your brothers and sisters too. You got to be strong for those who can't be strong. Akim and Akwathium, Salakia to the men above me. You have to. Because you never know who's watching. Somebody's always watching. There's really an angel watching you, but it might be a brother or a sister that might be mocking you from the corner, but secretly they wish that they could be as strong as you. And who knows? You might stir something up in them, and they might be able to find the strength in them to come into the school. Because really they hate themselves, and they're sad and lonely and, oppressed and depressed. They don't have the strength anymore, but you do. So be an inspiration to them. I'm just saying. But with that, I'll be ending the class. If anybody has any questions, feel free to shoot them now. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. We got to continue to push this truth out. You already know they're trying to shut us down. I see brothers' TikTok videos getting taken down, mine included, right? They don't want you spreading this truth. They want you to be wicked, like in the days of old. Don't fall for it. Okay. Let's see. The water, Aquath, I appreciate it. So if anybody, let's see, nobody has any questions, I'll be getting on. I'll be closing the class. Just double check. All right. If there are no further questions, begin to close the class. So Amadium, just me up here. Laya Sharala, which means to Israel. All right, Amadyam Apanya Hakwadam, which means to stand and face the east. And the water for everybody that tuned in. All right, this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak with Ka, Taba'ah, Atizaka, Ayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Latanganawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Manasaiwan, Abal, Habashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Wa'alam, Wataparath, Lawalumium, Aman. Now the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Akak, which is the power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakasha, Latanganawa, Hakak, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Call, Makala, Wakal, Madawa, Hakak, Atahar, Ha, Matazariah, Hakak, La'aquaya, Hamathium, Hakak, Isle, Rakawath, Atama'ala, Nagar Shun, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the water, Aman. Now in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Allahayim, Matazab Ya'ah. It's like Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapya, Ha Saranya, Ha Kwatazayoyin, Ha Kayayoyin, Waha Akwathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the water, Aman. Now in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, All, Ahoyim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Izoya, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Ayadan, Namawat, Regalka, Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh,
Tazalka, Al Yad, Yanunka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Vayarach, Balayallah, Yahweh, Yashamorka, Makar, Rai, Yashamar, Yashamar, Athmapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wabawa'afka, Maita, Wa'ai, Awalam. Now in the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all, the Lamaya, Laka, all, Lakarash, Wa'al, Tashakwat, all, Kaya, Hadna, Awayibika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al, Amaka, Ya'imwa, Sabada, Waita, Yatazawa, Al, Tazapawanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakakidum, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shum, Yasharala, Awada, Kaya, Natazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wa, Yashama'alim, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyim, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Halashaf, Amishabim, Tazawar, Gum, Ashabor, Nalawa, Aimum, Hayawa, Zorawai, Labunya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamudyam, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabyan, Banakar, Kwayashwan, Nashamawa, Bayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kairab, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Bak, Wakaza Zor, Manai, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Marwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Naawaf, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya, Rawaka'ah, Ka'ash, Taba'ira, Ya'ira, Wa, Kalahaba, Falahat, Haryam, Kun, Tharadama, Basa'iraka, Wabasa, Wapafka, Tabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waya, Bekwashwa, Shemka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahawa, Adiyai, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Dayawa, Kaya, Adda, Shemka, Yahweh, Labaka, Iwan, Alcohol, Haratazah. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, Thine enemies make a Tobin, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. A soul also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them, as to the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Ored, and like Zaid. Yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zarmuna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempests, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high of all the earth.
Shalom, Israel.